Alright guys, Ryan Lebron here. As most of you know, PeopleNet has this new tablet that's come out. It's about as thick as a one-subject notebook. And Crete Carrier, the company I drive for, has adapted to this new tablet for some reason. Apparently they think something was wrong with the older one, the one that was, you know, about an inch thick or so. But anyway, nevertheless, they've taken on the new tablet that's about as thick as a one-subject notebook. And many of our drivers with Crete Carrier are having problems with the operating programs in the new tablet. I've had mine for, I don't know, maybe a month now, and I've grown very comfortable with it. So this video is going to be giving step-by-step instructions on what I have learned on how to operate in the new tablet. So that being said, let's go ahead and turn the video around and focus on the new tablet. Alright, so I've got my phone set up in my tripod for this one, so that way I don't have to hold the phone in one hand and try to give instructions in the other. And as you can see, I'm focused solely on the tablet in this section here. That being said, let me go ahead and wiggle around. I'm going to get in the front seat and I'm going to start walking you through every single part that I have learned. And hopefully I don't get any phone calls or text messages or anything else that might interrupt the video. Give me just a moment to get up there. Now, to start off with, like I said, this is the new tablet. It's about as thick as a one-subject notebook, as you can see. Let's go ahead and put it back. Once you are logged into your new tablet, now, for some of you trying to log in, if you're anything like me, you're going to have trouble logging in because you use your username, which is your driver code, and your password may not work like it did in the old tablet. I had to call my terminal, have them scramble up my password, make it look like I never even had a password. Then I had to create a new password for this new tablet. Once the tablet accepts your new password, lets you in, then it's going to ask you to create a 6-digit PIN code in which you will use your 6-digit PIN to log in every single time. Now that you've logged in, this right here is your home screen on the new tablet. Okay? What you're looking at right now is your home screen. Alright? So, if you notice, let me use my little pointer here. If you notice, on the right side of your screen, you have a notification bell. That lets you know when you have received a message of some type. Whether it's a message, or whether it's a media message, or some type of message. If you notice on the far left, you have 6 dots, okay? Those 6 dots are going to contain, let's just say that those 6 dots, each one of those dots stands for an item that you might need to see. Those 6 dots, items. 6 packages, let's just say it that way. So the 6 dots are packages, and you need to get inside those packages. But for right now, if you'll notice on your home screen, open your ELD on the left, view HOS Assistant, and this record an event issue. This is your home screen. This is where it all starts. Let's go ahead and open your ELD. Okay. As you can see, I have 1 hour and 30 minutes to work with on my 70-hour clock today. So today I'm not doing nothing. It's going to be a reset today. So I figured I'd take time out to do this video. Alright. So on the top right corner of the front of the tablet, there's going to be a button right here. I call it the back button. Let's go back. Now you view your HOS Assistant. That is what your clock looks like throughout the day or throughout the week. Okay? Now, let's go in. This is your notification bell, like I said a moment ago. No notifications available. Go ahead and X back out of that. Now let's go into your 6 dots, which is your 6 packages. Alright, now, For those of you that have approached me since I've had my new tablet and asked how do you get into your messages to do this or that or the other, let's focus on this page for a moment. You've already looked at your ELD, so you don't need that. You've already looked at your HOS Assistant, so you don't need that. And you can clearly see what these are. Now, you see this blue truck icon right here? It's Mark Trimble Smart Delivery. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think of that blue truck icon as a loaded truck. It is loaded with at least 95% of everything you're going to need concerning the loads, the messages, everything. That being said, let's go ahead and open up that loaded truck to see what we have inside. Boom. There's everything you're going to need. My current trip, all trips, messages, map, forms, sent forms. Now, let's just say if you need to go into your messages because you've received the messages, you've received a message, you want to check it out. Messages. Boom. Now, on my tablet, all my new messages are coming in at the very bottom. So I'm just going to scroll down. Okay? That's all my messages. The new ones come in at the very bottom. Alright? Now let's go back out. You can view your message, open it up, boom. If you want to respond to a message that was sent to you, you see these two blue icons in the bottom right corner? You have a choice. The one on the top, if you look at it carefully, it looks almost like a calculator. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it looks almost like a calculator. You click on that calculator button, and that opens up your list of messages, your macros. Now, for those of you that don't know, the word macro simply means canned message. It's computer language for canned message. Now, to backspace it to go back into your message, you can do it one of two ways. If you look carefully, there's a little blue arrow in the top left corner pointing to your left. You can hit that button, or the backspace button on the far right side of the front of the screen. You can backspace either way. It's up to you. Boom. There you go. Did you see how I done that? You could have done it this way as well by pushing this button. Now, let's go back into this right here. You're wanting to send a free form message. All right? So to send a free form message to dispatch, they're sending you messages, but you don't want to respond to the message they sent you. You want to send a free form message. You're in your messages. You hit this plus button. Now, there's that calculator again that opens up your macros, but you don't want that one. You want to send a new message. So you go into this message tab, the one in the middle right here. Boom. Now, tap on the subject. You dial in whatever subject you want. Then you tap in here. You do whatever you got to do here. Now, here's how you get rid of the keyboard. This button on the far right top corner on the face on the face of the thing. You do this to get rid of it. And then once you got this filled out, I'm not going to fill it out. You know, let me just go ahead and show you. HOS. How do my hours look? Now, let's just do this. Boom. You see that send button? That's how you send it. Sometimes when you do this, there'll be a little blue arrow pop up on the top right corner. You can press that as well. I'm not wanting to send this because I already know how my hours are, so let's go ahead and get out of this. Boom. Let's go ahead and backspace it one more time. And there's your message board again. Right now, this screen right here. So make sure the video is still going. Yeah. This screen right here is the screen that's inside of that blue loaded truck. As soon as you open up that blue loaded truck, this is what you see right up front. Now, let's just say they have dispatched you on a load and you want to see what's going on with it. Okay? You've already accepted and you don't even know if you want to accept it or not. So before you go into my current trip or all trips, you go into messages, scroll all the way down, and you look in the dispatch load information. You got it. Boom. It's on you now. Let's backtrack. Okay. How do you accept a load? Let's go ahead and go that one. When they dispatch, when they give you a pre-plan, here's what you do. In order to accept a load. Now, they've given you a pre-plan. So you look at the bottom of it, you're opening up the pre-plan, you're reading the pre-plan. Matter of fact, let's go to the pre-plan that I am on. That'd be a great way to do this. All right, summary pre-plan information. They gave you a pre-plan. Okay? You're looking through the pre-plan to see everything. You're reading over it, you're looking at your hours, you're looking over everything, you know whether you can do it, whether you can't do it. Now you want to accept the pre-plan. Well, you can't use either one of these icons because that goes in. Now, let's slow down. You can use that calculator tab because that opens up the commit pre-plan. You can do that if you want to. 100% up to you if you want. But if you do that, now you have to make sure that that load number is on the right load. Fill it all out. Boom. Okay? The way I do it, here's how I do this. And it works out really well. You're in the pre-plan information. Backtrack. Let's go backwards. Go into all trips. Now, the trip that you want to accept or decline will be at the top row. The top row right up in here. On the far right side, if you look, there's a little tab that's lit up, says continue. That's because I'm already on this trip. I'm already in the middle of it. I've accepted it. They dispatched me yesterday. I'm in the middle of this one. But generally, when you want to accept it, there'll be tabs on the right that says accept, reject. You click the tab, whichever is necessary, and follow the prompts. Okay? That's how you accept the load in the all trips page. Now, once you accept the trip, boom, you're going to start getting messages right here, and they're going to start dispatching you on the trip. Let me make sure the camera's still rolling. Yes. You're going to get messages in here because they're now dispatching you on the trip. Okay? Once they've officially dispatched you on the trip, you can do this one of two ways. It's up to you, however you want to do it. You can go back into all trips, and you can click the start tab on that trip in order to activate the trip. Just because they've dispatched you on it does not mean the trip is in active status. Now, you don't have to set the load into active status. You don't have to. It'll work either way. You can run it without the load being active. You don't have to set that load to active. However, if you do set the load to active, here's the differences. When you show up at your shipper, your stop, your consignee, they're going to have a little bit of a pop-up screen come up from the bottom saying, we show you've arrived at this address. You click the yes tab, follow the prompts, and that will send your arrival call for you. If you don't set the load into active status, it doesn't do that for you. And when you arrive, you still have to go into the list of macros to send the arrival call. So it's up to you how you want to do it. Okay? Now, let's go back into all trips. Now, it's been dispatched on you, but the load is not set to active status yet. Go back into all trips. At this point, you're going to see a little tab that says start on the far right side of the message of the loads. You're going to see a start tab that's lit up. All you do is press your start tab. It's going to be a little screen up there that asks you, are you sure you want to start this trip? You click yes. Boom. Now the load is in active status. Back up, back to this screen right here. Now that the load is actually in active status, now you can go into my current trip, because now it is your current trip. Boom. Now that load that you just accepted and you have went back and set to active status, now that load is right here in my current trip. Now, at this point, you can set the navigation if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. The choice is yours. If you choose to. Now the top part is where I picked up from. We're not going there anymore. Now we're going to Napa Incorporated. So you click on the tab you're going to. And if you look closely on the top right corner, there's a blue arrow head. Not just a blue arrow, but a blue arrow head. You press that arrow head, boom, there's your navigation for where you're going. And on this screen right here, while you're driving down the road, you can access your HOS if you want. And when you get message, it'll light up in this notification bell right here. If the PeopleNet system is working properly, in order to access your messages, you can click on the Summary tab, and boom, there's your access to your messages right there. And then you go back to navigation or HOS or whichever one you choose. Now, let's go back out of here. We're going to click on this top right button right here on the top right corner of the face and back up and get back out of here. See? Boom. That's where this load is going. The navigation is already set. You see that? Now, when I show up at that destination, another little pop-up screen is going to come up from the bottom and ask if you've arrived at that address. You click yes, follow the prompts, boom, that's your arrival call. I'm not here yet, so let's go ahead and minus this back down. Let's go back into our 6 packages. Now let's go back into our loaded truck. Let's go back out of that because I don't want that. Backtrack, backtrack, boom. All right. Did any of that make sense? Because if it didn't, make a comment, text me, comment in the comment section below, whatever you want to do. Now, if you're in this page and you want to go into your list of macros or list of messages, just simply click Forms. Boom, there you go. Now, if you're in this, let's just say you're in this one, you filled it out, and you don't see anywhere on this page at all where you can press the send button or the enter button. All right? If you look on the top right corner of your screen, you'll see a blue arrow pointing to the right. That is your send button. We don't need this right now, so we're going to backtrack. Again, like I said a moment ago, you can backtrack one of 2 ways. Either the blue arrow on the top left pointing to the left, or the button on the far right side of your screen on the face page, on the face of the screen. You backtrack either way. Let's do it this way. Are you sure you want to exit? Yes. Backtrack one more time. Boom, we're back. We're back at the very beginning of the loaded truck. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video at this point right here. And whenever I get to my destination, on the other end of this, when that pop-up screen pulls up and says, we see that you've arrived at this address, I'm going to bring your video back in and I'm going to show you how you do that. Very, very simple. Hopefully this made some sense to you. You know what? Scratch that. I'm not going to bring the video back up at that time. I'm just going to leave it here at this point right here, because I think this covered the vast majority of what you're going to need. So I'm just going to go ahead and post everything like this. If you have any questions or comments, concerns, whatever the case may be, let me put this little pointer thing back in the hole here. And let me get back around the other end of the camera. And we're going to turn the video around now. Alright guys, I almost failed to mention, I've even picked my tripod up and everything, but I almost failed to mention, and we do need to discuss this on the tablet, so my focus is on the tablet in this particular section. If you're anything like me, you don't like a bright light shining in your face while you're driving at night because it's kind of blinding, also distracting. So let's go into the settings menu and set the screen display for the brightness and the dim and all that stuff. And while we're there, let's look at the volume controls. So we're going to go back into our 6 packages. Alright, now from here, like I mentioned in the previous section, that blue truck icon is your loaded truck, loaded with at least 95% of everything you're going to need to access the load information, messages, things of that nature. But we don't need any of that right now. We're looking for the settings menu to set the display screen and the volume and all that stuff. So let's scroll down, and boom, this is all your icons, your settings, and all that stuff. So let's go into settings. Alright, now you're looking to set the display screen to turn down the light, turn up the light, whatever you may have to do. Whoop, let's scroll back. There's your display, click on it, and there's your brightness right here. You can select between light and dark. You can turn the brightness up or down, whatever you want to do. Adaptive brightness, eye, comfort, shield. There's all your brightness controls right here. Now, if you have it set where you want it, and now you want to go into your volume controls, sound and vibrations right here. And there's all your volume controls. Okay, so let's go ahead and back out of it. You remember I told you in the previous section you can use this top button on the far right, top right corner of the face of the screen. Go ahead and press that, get out of it. Now, in order to close all this stuff out and go back to your home page, all you do is simply click on the 6 packages right there to close them back out. Boom, now you're back on your home screen. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the video around at this point and work on closing the video out. Give me just a moment. Alright guys, in closing I will say this. When you do arrive at your shipper, stop, consignee, whatever the case may be, if the load is set to active status, you're going to have a little pop-up screen come up from the bottom asking you if you're at their address. You just simply click yes, follow the prompts like I mentioned a few moments ago in the previous section. Here's the whole catch though. Once you have loaded or emptied out, whatever the case may be, you've got loaded now you're empty, you need to send the loaded call or your empty call. You do have to do that like you did in the older tablet, the really big thick one. You do have to go back into your list of macros for that part. So hopefully this helps y'all. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Like and subscribe. Any physical activity that you do on these videos supports the channel. Whether you comment on it, like and subscribe to it, any physical activity at all, it supports the channel, and I greatly appreciate your support. Hopefully this helps y'all, ladies and gentlemen. If you need the number to PeopleNet, let me know and I can send that to you in the comment section below. Otherwise, good luck to you, and I appreciate y'all. I really do. Over and out, guys. Hope this helps.